Once again to another viewer game analysis. This time we're going to be taking a look at Super Dazza playing Poseidon in the mid lane. Now in this game it's a 39-minute game where he goes 8, 8, 9. It is a loss as usual. He's currently in Silver 3. How do you think you played? I don't think I played too badly, but I made a few poor decisions and I do think I could have played it a lot better. Okay, well, that's the game you struggle with. I struggle with making the right decisions and also what to do in certain situations. What aspects of the game do you feel comfortable with? I felt comfortable with the laning phase and quite a bit in the early game. Cool. Let's have a little look at the early game and see exactly how this one goes on. Now, surprisingly, the one thing we're going to talk about first of all is Cool Khan versus Poseidon. It's not a matchup you generally see too often because both these gods bring exactly the same thing to the table every single time. And the one thing that's interesting is that Cool Khan's technically a little bit better off than a Poseidon in terms of wave clear ability and positional ability. But they both bring the same thing in sort of lane control, area control as well. And in a matchup between Cool Khan and Poseidon, what you'll find is that Poseidon definitely loses out for the most part against a Cool Khan. Because of the push power is even stronger than his. So he's going to be under the tower for the most part. As you can see from Dazza here, he's going to struggle with that one. So you've got to respect that a little bit. It's not something Poseidon's really used to. Now when playing Poseidon in the mid lane, what you're really looking to do is farm up and you're trying to make your Krakens count. Krakens are very important to make sure they count in the team fights. And Whirlpool placements are important too. So early on in this game, it's nothing too exciting to write home about. You got good push power back against him here, which is good. He kind of didn't play his tornadoes very well there, but it's fine. What are we against in the jungle? What have we got in the jungle? We've got a Thor in our jungle. And they've got a Bastet. So up against a Bastet, it's not too bad because you can pretty much get away from her as well. They've not really got any stun to set up Kolkolkan too much apart from Sylvanas. So you don't have to worry too much there. You're doing a good job of poking early here. Trying to bait him into going aggressive against you. Because if he does, he's not got wave clear now. You do eat a spit to the face though, but that's fine. Good job of duking out tornadoes for the most part. Clear the wave out. Let's rotate for back harpies here. Back harpies right now. This is where people need to start abusing it a little bit more in mid lane to get the advantages here. You're going to see Thor jump over the wall for these in a second, but you should be looking for these back harpies as well, just to soak experience with him while you're alongside him. And hopefully you go for it. Do you go for it? Do you go for it? Nope, you choose not to. Why would you choose not to? Did you realize that if you went and took those back harpies as well, you would have hit level 5 by now? You would be level 5 here, and now you're just hovering around waiting for the next wave to come in because there's nothing else for you to do. Abuse the early game. Soak experience. Soak experience. All the time. Soak as much as you can. This time around, though, you're going to rotate with the Thor. Thor's not going to go for back harp. He's actually going to go gank, which means you just waste your time coming over here. I don't know if this is a really, really good call coming out of you to rotate for this one, just because you're going to miss farm and they're already running away. By the time you get there, Cupid's either dead or away from the engagement that you can't catch. On top of that, Sylvanas, I can't see his HP from this exact angle, but if I have a little look, he's either dead or he's escaped by the time you get there. On top of that, his mid lane's going to be pushed under the tower, and Bastet is could be over there as well. You don't know where the duo lane, so the mid lane and the jungler is right now. These are the sort of decisions as a mid lane that you sometimes make where you're like, do I rotate or do I stay? Well, let's look at what's going to happen, okay? Take Thor out of the equation, right? If Thor wasn't there, are they staying or are they leaving? They're leaving. By the time you get to Thor's location, around here, how far away are they going to be? They're probably going to be back here. By the time you walk into lane to gank them, where are they going to be then? Probably either in base or right back over here. You can clearly tell they're not going to go any more aggressive because of the fact that they've got a minion wave under the tower here and they're not trying to push still. And on top of that, what are you going to lose in mid lane? You're potentially going to lose a whole wave of farm. If Coolcool just sits mid and farms, you lose a whole wave to the tower. So this potential rotation that you're looking at doing here, just because Thor's doing it, does not mean that you can do it too. That's the big key in this little one here. Is it worth the rotation? I don't think it's worth the rotation. But you get a kill out of it. You do get a kill out of it, and yeah, you get a kill. I don't think it was really worthwhile still, because you don't soak experience from the wave either. The kill's good for shutting him down, but you lose a wave to mid lane, potentially. No, you don't even lose that. That was the strangest decision from their team ever. Now, you did lose on both mid-harpies as well. So you lose both mid-harpies and you lose half a wave of experience. Now, even though when I say these things during analysis and they don't actually come to fruition, what you do need to realize is that the higher up in the games you go, the more the enemies will abuse your situation based off what you just chose to do. Okay, so in a higher level game, Kulkulkan should have pushed all these minions under the tower, taken away both sets of mid harpies as well, and denied you up to 2 waves of experience in this mid lane because you would have lost them both to the tower. This time around, you didn't lose them. In the duo lane, what would have happened there is that the rotation would have been noticed by the duo lane, so they wouldn't have been in that position either. So that rotation, even though it paid off for you this time around, wouldn't have been worthwhile. As you go up in divisions and you go up in games, you'll find that. And you need to correct those issues now that I can see. Even though it paid off in this game, you need to be aware that it wasn't really worthwhile because it won't pay off next time round. That's the worst thing about when you're trying to play the game is that sometimes something will pay off and you'll be like, that was a good decision because it worked. Realistically, no, it didn't work. It was just them not playing to the standard that you should be playing at either. You should need to be playing at further ahead of them, thinking further ahead. Should you have gone for that? Probably not. Probably not. But luckily, you get a kill. You don't lose much for it, so I'm not too upset. I'm just trying to teach you the best ways to improve going forward. So base, full Doom Orb. I like Doom Orb stat building, but it's kind of dropped off the meta a little bit again. It came out for a little while, everyone seems to have forgotten about it, but Doom Orb can be quite useful, especially on someone like Poseidon, because he's all about the burst damage. We've got Kraken available, speed buffs up, which currently the jungler is doing. Your red buff is up as well. Probably looking for the next wave of experience, then red buff is what I'm thinking about here right now. Now is an opportunity to go and help out duo lane, because you can see Kulkulkan's over there. You've got Thor with you as well. This would be a 4v3 scenario. You could potentially look for the fight over in the duo lane now, because you've got no mid wave there just yet, and Kulkulkan's not going to push you under tower. At the same time, you've got Kraken. When you've got Kraken and Thor with ultimate, this is kill potential on this side of the map now. I don't know if you recognize this yet. We'll find out in a minute, but this is the kill potential you had. You do. Good. This is fight. This is fight. Thor's going up. Wait for Thor to land. Relax and wait for Thor to land. Who's he focusing on? We're going for Cupid. We are. Great Kraken as well. Great Kraken. This was much better gank. This was a much better gank. Don't take too much poke though. Good job. Let's get out of here now. We're not going to find anything else. We've used Kraken. It's on cooldown. Let's leave on a jet plane. Whirlpool to help him. You do help him out quite a bit. You're going to take some poke for that, but it's fine. That was a better decision on the gank there. You see how you've thought it through? The thinking, logic behind that. In that situation, that was a good gank. So back to mid again. Mid harpies are available now. You should be aware of them, but there was a wave of experience first. Now you're going to go for the mids here. Good. This is our first set of mid harpies of the game. So this rotation from you and Thor there for that duo lane really helped out this team, because that's where your team's struggling right now is duo. You lose rights, but that's okay, 1 for 1. You're still technically down 3-1 on harpies in mid right now, but you're pretty strong. Back harpies here. Back harpies. Let's go. Back harpies. Back harpies. Now you got Kraken up and you're looking to go gank again. I don't know about going for the gank over here. It's a little bit risky, but you look. This is, again, look at the fight. Thor, no health, low mana. Chunga, low, decent health, low on mana as well. Ultimate's available. Thor's ult's up. Chunga's ult is down. Are we going to get a kill over here? Possibly. Risk versus reward. Risk versus reward. What's better? Blue buff's also down. What could we do? Take back harpies. Keep an eye on the fight. Keep an eye on the fight. I think pretty much Thor's leaving. Thor's going to be leaving. If you rotate in here, it's going to be a 2v2 where they're going to be healthier and more mana sustained than both of you in this fight. I think you're going to go for this fight. We'll find out how it pays off. This could just be worthless on the rotation. And this is about rotation that you've got to work out whether it's worthwhile. Is Kulkulkan following you? You know he's following you. I heard it. And if I can hear it, you can hear it too. Because I'm following through your ears and eyes here. And you can hear that I heard him speed himself up. So you've got Kulkulkan behind you now. You've got your Thor who's disengaged, and you've got Chunga who's out of mana, and you've tried to support this fight, and it's not going to pay off for you, I don't think. It's probably going to punish you more than it's going to help you. going to go Kraken, but where's the follow-up? Where's the follow-up? Your team coming to try and follow up, but they had no health and mana. Now what are you going to do? You got no Kraken. You're still looking for kills. You're not going to find any. We're not getting any experience here. We're not getting anything here. And now we're out of mana. And we're still hovering because we're not sure what to do. You think you need to support solo lane now? This gank. These are the things that mid laners need to learn, and everybody needs to learn, is that what you've done here, this gank attempt got Thor killed. This gank attempt got Thor killed. And you don't realise this, but you got him killed. They were out. They'd gone defensive. They'd given this up. You got Thor killed. Was the Kraken good? Hell yeah, the Kraken was good. You hit 2 targets. Pretty decent. Pretty decent damage. But what else you got to follow up? Nothing. What happens? Thor, in his wisdom, thinks, oh, he's going in. I need to support my teammate now who's gone aggressive and used the Kraken. I have to go in. He goes in. What happens to him? He gets annihilated. Was the decision to rotate worthwhile? No. Your team drop a kill. And then you don't get anything out of it either. That's the key things to really mention here on this, is that, was it worthwhile? Did it help your team out? Now, at a higher level of play, and as you continue moving up divisions, the Thor would have realised not to even bother there. Not to even bother going in. But when you're in certain games, people will follow you going in. You make a decision, your teammates will try and back you up. And that's what the general thinking is that people just follow you in straight away and then die for it. Whereas at high level play, the Thor look at you and be like, lol, good Kraken, brah, did good damage, but we ain't going to follow that in because I've got nothing else to follow up with. And so, the hanging around here doesn't pay off for you. You're now out of mana, like we said. You still feel that you need to defend this lane. What was the correct decision to make there? Honestly, keep an eye on the fight, do back harpies, do the other back harpies, push out mid lane. Instead, we rotated all the way over there, used our Kraken, and got half a wave of experience, is what I'd say. Because we soaked it with Chunga. Instead, we could have got 2 waves of experience in mid lane, as well as got both back harpies if you needed them as well. So what could we be right now? We could be level 12. Check out where Kukulkan is, level 11 right now. And you're just only level 10. Not because he got kills, it's just because he's farming a little bit more realistically than you. Where are we off to here? We're off to Ward, okay. Now the threat on Warden, one thing I'll say about Warden as a whole is generally is when you're looking to ward up the mid lane, you want to ward both sides. But one thing I always tend to try and do, and what you should be trying to do too, is like, where's the aggression on my team coming from? Is Chunga really pushing out that far? No, in that case, this ward's not as important as getting this ward down. It's just because this lane's pushed up right now. So getting the ward on the left-hand side would be a little bit better and a little bit sweeter to get on that decision that you made there. Just to make sure Kukulkan can't rotate around this side of the map. Plus red buffs on this side too. Plus gold furies on this side too. This ward's a little bit more effective for you just because their lane's pushing up a little bit more. So having that one down earlier would have been stronger. Now you can see there's a big rotation left. You can also you're going to see Kukulkan in a second as you rotate around this corner here. Oh, you were looking for him. Now you see him. He's not seeing you. This is a kill. Don't even look at this fight. Kill this guy. 100-0 this guy right now. No, 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 no. Rip the dream. Rip the dream. You cannot ignore people like that. Luckily he missed his ultimate. Luckily he missed his ultimate. You can't ignore people. The mid laner should have died then. You had the kill on the mid laner. You had the kill on the mid laner. And Cupid nearly dies to a tower. What is this? Good Kraken though. Rip Buster. Now, the reason I'm saying no, is that what's going through your head now, and I always play this music, but it's so true, and I hate having to do it again, but I'm just going to take a second, because this is what went through your head then. That's exactly what went through your head then. You saw that and you were quite happy to go aggressive looking for that kill. And you completely ignored the mid laner. What you could have done there is kill the mid laner. 100 to 0 him, no problem. He'd not even spotted you. Not even spotted you. Would have had a full Whirlpool in his face, followed by a full Kraken in his face, followed by Tidal Surge if you needed it, and auto attacks. This guy should be dead now. This guy should be dead now. But what have you chosen to do now? Well, let's look at the situation. If you had a choice of being between 4 enemy targets at the same time, if you had a choice to be here, would you choose it? Would you choose it? Because he knows where you are, which means they know where you are. The one thing you're going to get benefit of here is these guys don't even notice it. Their map awareness is not good in this game, quite clearly, because Kukulkan's given them full vision. If they see this scenario here, and especially this tornado that follows up, and the fact that you just dropped Whirlpool, these three will be like, yo, let's all just kill the Kraken boy, because he's another free kill to add to our list. He's just another free kill to add to our list. Sylvanas recognizes it, and this is where you almost die. Because Sylvanas recognises this kill potential. Bastet does as well. She ends up dying for this because she's late. But if they were here earlier, would you have lived? Would you have lived? No, you would not have lived in this engagement. And it wouldn't have paid off for you at all. That rotation was not good because you didn't execute it correctly. You're missing out on free opportunities every single time in this one. So, we're 2-0-1, we've got boots online. Our build's fine. Could our farming be better? Yep. We're still missing out on mid-harpies again. Check the other side, though. I think we're 2 to 4 in mid-harpies right now in their favour. We've got 2, they've got 4 of them so far. Farm the wave. Back harpies, red buff. Let's go. It's farm time now. We should be higher level than we currently are. I feel like we could have been so much bigger in this game. They're looking at Gold Fury right now, you know this. So get yourself over there. Now, when you go for wards here as well, if there's a ward down, what you can potentially do is just put up a ward around here. This will just give you a vision of the rotation coming through. And this sort of pathway here is like bread and butter, winner chicken dinner for our Poseidon player. Because, you know, Kraken in this area, if someone walks through with a Whirlpool, it's freebies. Freebie kills every single time. They're not doing it, so go back to farm mid. There's no reason to hang around here. What are you waiting for? He missed his spit. He's not got anything else for you. What are you waiting for? What are we doing? Oh, you're dead. So we had beads forced on us again. Oh, this is not a good fight. Oh, that Kraken's nice though. I don't know what Bastet was thinking about, but she was clearly lit. This fight was weird. And I'm going to say it's weird because let's just watch it back. You farm mid, you get red, and that was the last time you got experience, was about 11 minutes 20, right? Then you do a random dance. You're not at support, you don't need to dance around the Gold Fury. You juke out that, so why not just run through now? You pop your 2, and you've juked out the spit. So just walk back to mid lane and go back to farming. Instead, you worry about the rotation coming around from this side. Notice what happens with your team. Notice now where your team is. Hades is back, Neefs has gone back to farming, Thor's like, peace, I'm out, I'm done, no reason to stick here, and you're like, hey guys, guys, I'm kind of, oh shit, guys, please. Meanwhile, Neef died in this lane at the moment, Thor's gone to farm your wave that you should have been farming yourself, and you're like, guys, you're not, help. Now you do get out, but once again, you don't get anything. You don't get anything. And again, we're just existing. We're fighting a Cupid with a whole team who doesn't want to try and kill him. Neef just used backflip and now she's dead. Pretty sure. Unless Hades can make a play. Goodbye, Hades. This game is strange. What I'm going to say from here, Desert, I'm not going to watch any more of this. It's not because you played super bad, but there's plenty of things that I've seen in this game already that you can go away and correct, okay? The most important things as a mid laner I want to see you do more is farm. Your farm needs to pick up absolutely drastically. There's been multiple opportunities for you to farm that you've chosen to try and look for kills instead. Or you've had nothing to do and you just hung around and waited for the next wave instead of farming jungle. Harpies are very, very important in the mid lane, as well as taking these back harpies. These back harpies haven't been done for a long period of time. Multitudes of times where you could have taken them and you chose not to. Your rotations to these fights you need to really think about as well. Is it worth me rotating to these fights, yes or no? Just because my Kraken is available to be used, do I have to use it right now? Do I have to use my Kraken right now? These are the things you've got to think about. And what do I get by rotating? What do we get out of this engagement? Can we fight? Can my team win this engagement? If we win this engagement, what do we get off the back of it? These are the things that you have to work out before you go aggressive looking for kills. Getting a kill is cool, right? Getting a kill opens up the opportunity to get more objectives on the map. But if there isn't any opportunity to get objectives, are we losing anything instead? Is there something better than getting a kill onto somebody that's going to base anybody anyway? Could we potentially push down a tower? Could we potentially soak 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 waves of experience? Could we get both mid harpies and steal their jungle? These are the things you've got to work out before you go for these rotations. And then if you can work those things out going forward, you'll be such a better mid lane player. Good luck in your future games. I didn't uptime that one, so we'll do it now. Nice. Paralyzed. Paralyzed.